I remember praying, and I remember saying, God, if you're real, I hate who I am. I hate how I become. Please, if you are real, show me something. And I stopped praying. And as we're talking, I start to feel this, wait there, sorry.
No, it's powerful, man. It's
because it was, this moment was the change of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been over 11 years now, and it's still after 11 years gets me.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to.
Listen,
but,
this is a beautiful thing, man. And for people who've come this far on this podcast, this, for me, these moments when we face ourselves, you know, so many of us in different ways are walking our path in this life. Some of us violent, some of us dishonest, some of us disconnected. In my experience, Shane, you know, when we do hit that point when we are prepared to really look at ourselves, really know ourselves, really accept what we are and what we've done, and believe that we could move on and we can move on and we are worthy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment, man. It's empowering. Some more fucking power to you, man.
Cheers.
More power to you. That's what the world needs. We're busy criticising everybody who's done wrong. We've all fucking done wrong, and we all do it in different ways. That truth, to be able to say, you know what, we're fallible and we make mistakes, and have that humility with each other. We can make each other believe in whatever it is, just to believe that you can be a better person, you know. That's amazing, man.
And that's what happened. I had an experience, and it was like an energy feel in my stomach. And I remember thinking, what's going on here? And it just rose up, and the feeling just shot up my body. And from then on, I uncontrollably cried and cried and cried. And it changed me there and then on the spot. This wasn't a gradual thing. Mm-hmm. This wasn't I've grew up. Mm-hmm. This was just a boom.
Like a bolt,
overnight,
like a bolt of energy go through you that
changed.
Just like polarizingly just flipped you.
I went from how I was, ran on a wing with the Bible, and started running around preaching everyone Jesus is real.
Fucking hell.
Right? Even to the point is where the number one governor, so I'm a Christian now about 2 or 3 weeks, and I think I've got a year left. I don't think they believed it, because the number one governor, next thing I know, the chaplaincy, Eddie Baker's coming to me and he's saying, they're going to hold a meeting and they want you to go on the meeting. Is that okay? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So calls me down. I think that was thinking for the next day. So he's come for me. They open the door, come the governors, blah, blah, blah. Went down. There was this big, long table. There was the number one governor at the other end. And when I came and I sat there, the head prison officer, social services, probation, the imams, all different faiths, all the different religions, everyone was there. It was just a full table with loads of people. And because I was on fire at the time and I just had my experience, I don't think he wished he asked me the question, but he said to me, I sat down and he said, do you think you're going to go back to prison? And I sat and preached for about 15 minutes saying, Jesus Christ is real. I don't care what happens in my life. Jesus Christ is real. He's coming to my life. Please, all of you sat here now, you need to believe in the Lord and blah, blah, blah. And started preaching the good news and we're all sinners and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, they must have all had like little questions to ask me. And at the end of it, going on for 15 minutes, he looked at everyone. He went, does anyone have any more questions? They all went, no, you're all right. And put that down.
Well, it's interesting though, because I imagine lots of guys take on religion tactically.
Yeah.
You know, and I know this in the case of foreign prisons, like, you know, with the Muslim faith and Buddhist faith, you know, people take them on tactically at first because there's certain benefits or there's just a union.
In Islam, it's you get good food when it's Ramadan and you get a big bags of food. And what they do is they'll tell them they're Muslim. And then on the night, they get all that food, and then through the day they just buy everybody else's food off them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. So, and I imagine in that situation,
in a gang sense as well.
Yeah,
they'll stick together and
as
of
course,
Muslim brothers.
Yeah,
and so
the brotherhood.
Or everyone's like pretending to be Muslim, so they get defended, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and in a situation like yours, when you're in front of the governor, I mean, they would have seen it many times when people are just trying to blag themselves out an early release. And I imagine they probably have a good radar for recognising when something is actually an epiphany.
Yeah.
Actually is this person's fucking radiating an energy that is just beyond, it's inexplicable.
I was just running around the wing. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I was running around like an absolute loon. I was preaching to anyone who would listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone. And I just remember even at the offices, I was like, listen, Jesus is real. And they'd be like, well, why has he come to you and not me? I'm good. And I'd be like, that's the reason why he's not coming to you. No, you think you're good. You have to realise that you're a sinner like everybody else, because no one can match God. Mm. No one can be like God. So we've all got sin in our life. We've all done things in our life. And the way I used to describe it would be, this is why you know that you're born with sin, right? You tell a child not to do something when they're little. You better not run. Boom, they're gone.
Absolutely, man.
Don't pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
It's built. It's sinful nature is within us.
Yeah, we control it and we suppress it into being, don't we?
Yeah, and that's it. And a lot of people who, I haven't been to jail, I haven't done this, I haven't sinned. How many teenagers do you really believe in the world who hasn't got something that they've kept from mum?
Oh, fucking hell!
It's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's impossible not to have something what they keep from mum and dad. That's sin.
The truth, the truth of like. And again, that's something I talk about a lot on this podcast. And, you know, truth is the most, it's not black and white. It's such a difficult thing because we all, especially in society and wider culture in society, especially these days, everything's designed to, everybody's so PC, you don't offend anybody, everybody's perfect, everybody's got this kind of fake, superficial layer where you know, on the social media or whatever, you know, all these causes and things to be seen to be talking about. But the reality is, what do you do when nobody's looking? Who are you when nobody's looking? Yeah. And the truth, sometimes, you don't have to be a great person. If my kid, as you quite rightly point out with the kids, you know, we try and adopt that with our kids when I bring them up. It's like, I try not to make things taboo. Don't touch that, don't do this, you know, because that's what you push them towards. And then by doing that, they respect and understand it. And then when they do make mistakes, and we do have those fucking weird things that, I don't really want to tell them, they're comfortable enough to actually, and I think if you grow in that way, like if society was more truthful to itself, and we didn't have this polarizing idea that, a good person does this and a bad person does that, and like all this other stuff we can kind of fucking...
When in reality, everyone's done.
We're all fucking having mad thoughts and crazy things, and we've just written something on, even as subtle as that. You write the thing on the comment on Facebook that makes you look great, you know, and then you're in road rage. Fucking 10 minutes later, fucking do you know what I mean? Like you're not.
I've actually been there.
Exactly. That's a really good point.
And I've been singing praises of the Lord and everything in the car, and then the car button goes in front of you. And
well, that's what I wanted to ask you next. So, as you're in that meeting, you say you've got you're within a year of you're leaving jail anyway.
Yeah,
they have a bit of a laugh about not asking you any more questions. Do you have a memory of the next time that you get in? Do you get any backlash from the other lads? Shane's no longer a top boy.
I did have an incident, but there was a lesson in it with me as well. So this might sound crazy to you, but in the dispersal system, in the top security prison system, like Franklin, Full Sutton, Long Lartin, Whitemore, they change around a lot, but that's the ones at the minute. Mm-hmm. You can cook on the wing, you see. They've got cookers on the wing. And you can go to the wing and hire out 9-inch kitchen blades and walk around the wing with them. Yeah, I know. But you can walk around the wing with big 9-inch kitchen blades, what you can buy out of a shop. And they're there. And you're walking around the wing with murderers, so the tension just off that alone. So this is
in the fucking...
In a top security prison. It's crazy to sound, isn't it?
How often does that go wrong?
I don't think it goes wrong because the trouble you'd probably get off the inmates because they know that if you start doing stuff like that,
it takes it away.
You're going to get it took away. Yeah. So I don't know if it has happened. I couldn't tell you that, but not that with my knowledge, no one's ever been done off them because it's for their own benefit, really. Mm-hmm. But it still leaves tension.
Fucking hell, what I mean?
But I remember one day I'd been a Christian about 6 months, and I was preaching around to everyone. I was on fire, and I'd never had no challenge. And one day this lad appears at my door, He's got one of them knives. He went, I want to stab you with that. And I just flipped and ran at him. And again, it was one of them moments where he's probably papped himself, didn't realise, whoa, he thought it was going to be like, oh, okay. And didn't realise. I just ran at him and he just shot off down the landing. And I was like angry. I went, get in here, I'm going to kill you and stuff like that. And I remember going back to my cell and dropping to my knees. I thought, God, how can I be a Christian if I've just responded like that? And I dropped my knees and I was crying, going, God, how am I a Christian? I can't be real, God, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a little bit time goes on. It's really bothering me for about a month. It wouldn't go out my head. I was feeling like
Why did you react like that?
Yeah, if I'm meant to be a Christian, I'm meant to be loving and forgiving.
So wired into your fucking DNA, though, that reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's natural. But for anyone, really, sometimes it's self-defence as well. But I went to the chaplaincy with Eddie Bacon. I sat down with him and I told him, I didn't say no names. I just said, this incident happened. I said, I'm not a Christian. He went, why? Why do you say that? I said, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. I explained that and I explained the situation. He went, just pause for a minute. And it's proper wise when I think about it now. There's some wisdom in what he said, really. And I just remember he paused and he's thinking and he went, leant in a bit. He went, what would you have done, say, before you had that experience, and say about 6 months ago if someone did that to you? And my instant reaction was I'd have killed him. Yeah. I said I'd have got a knife, went back down, got one out, and I would have went to him.
Made it your life's work.
He went, what did you do this time? I went, well, I went behind my cell and I dropped my knees and cried out to God, what have I done? He went, there's no change.